Hey guys, the Dude 2, and I'm going to do a highly requested review of the books I got from Baduktopia. Baduktopia is the publishing company. The books I actually got from Yellow Mountain Imports. They're selling these books on YMI, and I really like them a lot. The books I got, there are a couple different in the series. I have Essential Life and Death, Part 1 and 2, and I'll be reviewing those. I also have Joseki Jonseok Compass, and I believe it's called Jonseok, which is kind of an interesting name. It's just Korean for Joseki, I believe. So it's Joseki Compass, if you translate it. Japanese, Korean, English, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I also have the Jump Level Up Intermediate Series, Book 1 and 2. And I'll kind of explain what I figured out through my research of the different numbers, etc. But let's start with the Essential Life and Death. This is number 1 and 2 in a 4-book series. The 4 books, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first book is supposed to be good up to beginner level, and the second book would be intermediate. They didn't have an actual ranking for this like they do with the other, but it's my guess that the first and second book is the way they usually do it, are up to a 10Q. The third book will be up to 1 Dan, and the fourth book will be 1 Dan and up questions. How the book is situated is it's kind of like a puzzle book. You would just work through your puzzles. They don't give you the answers, except sometimes in the back, but this book doesn't give you the answers at all. You have to go to Baduktopia and download a PDF file for the answers for any of these books, which I like, because you can't really cheat. You really got to focus on them. This book is very much basics, which is what I need because I'm weak in life and death. Table of contents, very easy to understand. Here you have 5 golden rules for capturing. You have 5 golden rules for living, how to study the book, and that's pretty much it. They go straight from that to studying. So what they do is each lesson will have a, I guess, something for you to focus on, and then a bunch of problems around that. For instance, to make an eye with the tiger's mouth. And then there would be 6 problems, all focused on you using a tiger's mouth to make an eye. And once you got that basic concept, you move on to making an eye by pushing ahead. And then it'll show you, well, you'll solve a problem by pushing ahead, and you'll say, okay, that works. And then they'll mix the problem up just a little bit to show you, to force you to focus on that concept. And you have attacking a weak point, for instance, using dead stones, and then they go into the different patterns, straight 4, twisted 4, dead 4, and in a future video I'd like to go over some of these dead 4, twisted 4 life-death shapes, because people who are good at life and death know these instinctively right away, but for people who are not good at life and death like myself, this seems to be an issue with that, with being able to spot these, etc. And then it goes into more complicated stuff like Seki, etc. But what's nice is after each chapter there's a game record. And what it does is it'll show you records, and on the bottom it'll show you what each move means. And it recommends, just to break the monotony of life and death training once you get done with the chapter, focus on a little bit of Fuseki in mid-game. So, you would play through these moves and then read the reasons for the moves, and the book recommends you go through it 2 or 3 times, and then you kind of get a basic idea. And then you'll go back through to the next chapter and go through it. And also at the end of each chapter is a review. So it's really just like a textbook from college. In fact, a lot of these books are used in Korean college for Baduk studies. Believe it or not, you can get a degree in Baduk. So that's the Essential Life and Death. Highly recommended for anybody weak in life-death problems. This book, the way that the problems are situated, just makes it so that you have to focus on the concepts. And that's what I really like about that. Jump level up. There's a jump level up for each difficulty. There's a beginner jump level up, which just explains the rules. And there's that 1 through 5. And then there's an intermediate level up, 1 through 5, which is what I have here. You have to, see this says for intermediate level. I guess you can't really see it. But it says for intermediate level here. So there are 5 books for intermediate level. The intermediate level, this book level 1 here is for 12Q to 10Q. And this book level 2 is from 10Q to 8Q. And then it'll go 8 to 6 and all the way to 1 dan. And then you got a jump level up series where there are 5 books for just the 1 dans. Now what these books cover are different concepts that you should know at your level, right? So for instance, I'm 10Q, well, on and off, right? I'm 10, 9, 8, bouncing back and forth between those right now, but I should know how to reduce liberties by throwing in stones. I should know how to, like, a lot of this book is focusing on when you're behind in liberties. So maybe you play a Joseki mistake and you realize you have a group in trouble of being captured. This book has a lot of chapters on increasing your liberties. This book seems to be covering some life and death stuff. Let's see. Then there's some Joseki problems in here. This book has a lot of working on connections. You know, are your connections solid? How do you cut up other people's connections? And it's all done in a very simple way. And at the end, there's a test. Once again, the answers are not in the book. You have to download the answers, which really forces you to make sure that you're not just working through the book fast. It forces you to take your time and do it. So I haven't messed with these yet. I've been focusing on the life and death problems. I told myself I'm not going to do anything else till I make it through that first life and death book. So I haven't even been playing games. But I'm looking forward to jumping into this jump level up book series. And then there's a Joseki compass. It's like a it's like any Joseki dictionary, except I would say it's even a little more basic. And there are quizzes at the end. Normally you buy a Joseki book, such as like Get Strong at Joseki, or you know, any of those type of books. They'll show you a situation and they'll ask you where the best move is. Okay, or you can get a Joseki dictionary, which shows different combinations of moves. And sometimes you might get lucky and it'll show you how to punish a wrong move. And then you got Kogo's Joseki dictionary, which is basically just a bunch of patterns with little comments on it. This seems to go a bit further. This will teach you, for instance, this will teach you a Joseki here, right? Very basic knight's move, a knight's approach to a 4-4. And then it will show you what combinations are good for white, good for black, good for white, good for black. And it'll show you why. And then it will show you a sample opening where they use the Joseki in the corner right away. And then at the bottom they'll tell you a proverb. Even a moron connects a peep is this proverb. And this proverb says a 1-point jump is never bad. And it shows you how to apply that. And then what I really like about it is it shows you how to deal with a mistake. If the Joseki is not played properly, it shows you how to fix yourself if you're the one who mess up, and fix attack and overplay. So you know, with all of this in mind, it seems like this is just a really great book. Again, as far as applying this book to my, you know, being able to study from this book, it seems really simple. However, I haven't quite done it yet because, like I said, I'm focusing on life and death. But I wanted to give you a review of these books. This seems like, I mean, a lot of these Go books are, even though they're for beginners, are still kind of advanced, right? And they go a little beyond their means. But this book and all these books really make an effort to stay in the rank range of the people reading it. And I mean, I really like that. I really like that a lot. The books, the author of the book is by Li Jie Huan. He's Korean, South Korean, and it shows a picture of him on the back. He's a 9-dan professional. And there's a German who is doing the translations, and her name is Daniela Trinks, and there's also a Lee Seong-gyung who founded the English Students Club of Baduk. So these are guys who are really working hard to go to the English market. And another thing I really like about the books is they're bigger, and they're like workbooks, right? Just like the workbooks in school. You could write, you could check in them as you go through them, right? I've been doing life and death, and as I work through a concept, I put a mark. Let's see, I just put a little pencil mark here as I work through them, and then I go to the end and I review them. So it's my review of these Baduktopia books. All positive. I don't really see anything negative about them. One thing that's a little weird is some of these books that have little comics in it that really doesn't do much for the game, right? These are a bunch of guys trying to get through a wall, which is supposed to represent a wall of ghost stones. I don't get it, but I could see that maybe it's getting kids interested, so that even shows more my hypothesis that these books really are for kids and younger people. But I think just the method of learning really works for that. So if you have any specific questions about any of these books, drop me a line or a comment, and I'll do my best to answer them specifically. Also, I hit 500 members, subscribers, so I want to thank you guys for that. I literally started out with 0. You know, a lot of people start these channels and they bring people from their computer channels or from their other hobbies, and you know, everything intermixed. But I really wanted to dedicate this channel to beginners who want to learn the awesome game of Go, myself included. So that's about it. I want to thank you guys, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Later.